Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
Finance and Economics, January 21, 1900 America, New York. Why the bias for debt over equity is hard to dislodge. With the preference for debt deeply rooted in financial markets, wholesale reform is risky. Finance and Economics, January 21, 1900 America, New York. Just how gummed up are supply chains? A number of measures suggest that disruptions are historically high, and uncertainty lies ahead. Finance and Economics, January 21, 1900 America, New York. Why bank stocks are tumbling even as interest rates climb. Higher rates might crimp investment bank profits. Finance and Economics, January 21, 1900 America, New York. America's labor shortages have done little to boost perks for workers. Low-paid workers receive more in benefits than before the pandemic, but the disparity with the highly paid is still vast. Finance and Economics, January 21, 1900 America, New York. Economists are revising their views on robots and jobs. There is little evidence of a pandemic-induced surge in automation.
BBC News Business, January 20, 1901 America, New York. COVID test firm urges end to tests for travelers. Collinson, which also runs airport lounges and other travel services, thinks tests are bad for business. BBC News Business, January 20, 1901 America, New York. Britishvolt, electric car battery plant gets government funding. Britishvolt says the money unlocks huge private investment for a project that will create thousands of jobs.
Global Economy, January 20, 1901 America, New York. UK consumer confidence plunges over rising living costs and inflation. Index falls to lowest level since February 2021 lockdown as people brace for having less discretionary income.
BBC News Business, January 20, 1901 America, New York. Women's state pension shortfalls a shameful shambles, MPs say. A damning report says errors could be repeated after 134,000 people were underpaid their state pension. BBC News Business, January 20, 1901 America, New York. Trains told to get rid of torrent of tannoy spam. Rail chiefs are set to get rid of unnecessary onboard announcements to make journeys more peaceful.
Daily FX Market News, January 20, 1900 America, New York. New Zealand dollar forecast, NZD, USD falls as haven flows charge US dollar. The New Zealand dollar weakened versus the US dollar overnight as a bearish session on Wall Street prompted increased haven flows. Asia-Pacific trading is likely to see this risk-off move bleed over.
Wall Street Journal Markets, January 20, 1845 America, New York. Netflix isn't looking up. The streaming giant's latest subscriber growth and forecast indicate that the company might be hitting a ceiling.
The Library of Economics and Liberty, January 20, 1844 America, New York. Will California's government raise taxes even more? Are California taxes too high? Well, 7 members of California's Legislative Assembly and 5 members of the Senate think they're not high enough. These 12 politicians have co-authored a bill to amend the California Constitution to make tax rates permanently higher and impose an excise tax, payroll taxes, and a special income tax. New York Times Business, January 20, 1804 America, New York. Sean Hannity told Trump after January 6, no more stolen election talk. The Fox News host discussed with the White House press secretary how to dissuade the president from pursuing claims of voter fraud, newly disclosed documents show. Sean Hannity with President Donald J.
Daily FX Market News, January 20, 1800 America, New York. Dow Jones reverses earlier gains in AMP. Stumbles into the close, falls below its 200-day SMA. U.S. stocks erase morning gains and drop aggressively into the close as sentiment continues to be fragile on Wall Street and dip buyers remain reluctant to step in to pick up beaten-down shares.
Global Economy, January 20, 1731 America, New York. U.S. wades into spat between China and Lithuania over Taiwanese office. Diplomats suggest changing name of de facto embassy in Vilnius to ease Chinese pressure on Baltic state.
BBC News Business, January 20, 1720 America, New York. Netflix faces rocky road after pandemic wins. The firm's membership growth slowed significantly last year after surging at the beginning of the pandemic. Wall Street Journal Markets. January 20, 1708 America, New York. Jamie Dimon gets $3 million raised to $34.5 million for 2021. J.P. Morgan posted record revenue and profit for 2021.
Daily FX Market News. January 20th. 1700 America, New York. NASDAQ 100, S&P 500 routed in sharp midday reversals. Tech leads declines. Tech shares weighed on the NASDAQ 100 and S&P 500 yet again as jitters grow ahead of the January Fed meeting.
New York Times Business. January 20th. 1620 America, New York. DeepMind co-founder leaves Google after a rocky tenure. Mustafa Suleyman, who played a key role in the company's work on healthcare technology, is joining Greylock Partners, a Silicon Valley venture capital firm. Mustafa Suleyman joined Google in 2014 when it acquired DeepMind, an artificial intelligence research lab. New York Times Business. January 20th. 1533 America, New York. Tesla's plant in Germany nears completion, raising union concern. IG Metall, the German union that represents autoworkers, said a vote for a works council, which helps set factory policies, had been scheduled for February 28. The entrance to the Tesla assembly plant's construction site outside Berlin in August.
Daily FX Market News. January 20th. 1530 America, New York. USD, JPY rate defends monthly low as risk appetite recovers. USD, JPY may consolidate over the coming days as the exchange rate appears to be defending the monthly low, 113.48.
Wall Street Journal Markets. January 20, 1516 America, New York. Peloton's crash will keep burning. Raising prices after recently lowering them, Peloton seems to be running out of good options.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. January 20th. 1516 America, New York. Peloton's crash will keep burning. Raising prices after recently lowering them, Peloton seems to be running out of good options.
BBC News Business. January 20, 1507 America, New York. Peloton shares plunge as it halts production. The firm's shares fell more than 20% as investors worry that demand for its pricey exercise machines is waning.
Marginal Revolution. January 20th. 1506 America, New York. How many lives were lost because of the vaccines holdup? Economist Garrett Jones recently opined that Trump's scuttled hopes to release a COVID-19 vaccine a few weeks earlier likely would have saved at least 100,000 American lives.